Page 100, Burlesque. In the previous pages, they're introducing you to 16th notes. Just what we needed, right? There are different ways of counting 16th notes. On page 98, they give you an example of counting it, and they do it one, and, Fine, there's nothing wrong with that. I prefer a 1 and, So that's the way I do it, and that's the way I teach it. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a whatever it is. The idea is that there's 2 16th notes and an 8th note, which means there's 4 16th notes and a quarter note. They're just quicker. They have examples on pages 98 and 99 where you've got, and they bar them. There's 2 beams or flags across that identifies it as a 16th note, because an 8th note just has 1. So now you have 2. And they're barred most of the time in groups of 4, because that's the beat. They beam them according to the beat. So you look at the examples, and you'll pretty much always see them beamed according to the beat. But rather than talk about the examples, I want to talk about them in the pieces. So I'm going to discuss it in Burlesque on page 100. Of course, these be in either hand, doesn't matter, but they're showing right hand. Now this is a pickup beat here at the beginning of this, because there's only 1 beat in that measure. Those 4 16th notes is worth 1 beat. So there's a pickup beat. So this actually starts on beat 2. So it's 2 and a, 2 and a, 1 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 and a. Has an F sharp in it, doesn't it? So it's like before when we're talking about rhythms and figuring out rhythms, and you go real carefully 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Well, if there's 16th notes involved, now you got to go 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and. It's the same idea. Take it slow and careful, and you can figure out what the rhythm is, whatever it is. You can line them up with the left hand, see which left hand notes is playing with which right hand notes, because they line up vertically. That way, that works too. What you don't do is just let somebody else play it first and then copy them. You need to figure this out yourself. In Burlesque, it's pretty simple. They're just introducing the 16th note, so they're not throwing anything new at you. You have the DCL fine, you have the dynamics, the F-P, first time loud, second time soft, blah, blah, blah. You've got it all before. There's no pedal in it. We want a nice light left hand, just a staccato. I'm just kind of bouncing off the keys just gently. And I'm actually using an arm, but it's a very light one because I could use the wrist, but I like the arm. That's just what I do. And because you can actually get away with finger staccato if you wanted to. So you decide what kind of technique you want to use on the staccato, but I'm gonna just kind of bounce off the keys lightly and play with it. Let's try this out slowly and see what happens. I'm going to give us 3 counts. A full 2 plus 1 because of the pickup beat. Right hand here, this is in the key of G major. It's got 1 sharp. 1 E and ready E and go E and